The whipped backstitch is very similar to the regular backstitch, although it has one extra step. It makes it a smoother line and a little bit bolder if you want it to show up more. So what we're going to do is we're just going to start with the basic backstitch. We're going to come up at the beginning of our line, pull the thread all the way through, go down on the line, go to the back of the fabric, and then come up, making the stitch as even as possible. And go back down the same hole that you just came up, or sorry, the same hole that you went down last time. And do that all the way down this line. Okay, so we finished the back stitch on this line. We haven't tied it off in a knot in the back because we have the next step to make it a whipped back stitch. So what you're going to do is you're going to come up from the back about in the middle, but as close to that thread, as close to that stitch as possible, just on one side, and you're going to pull it up. And if you came up, see how I came up on the top? I'm going to wrap it around and I'm going to go underneath this stitch and push it up. It'll be easier to show you. So it's going to wrap around. This needle is not going through the fabric. It's kind of gliding on top of the fabric, but underneath that stitch. And you're just going to pull it up and see this is going to wrap around it. And then you do that all the way down the line where your needle just kind of glides on top of the fabric underneath the stitch, going in the same direction to wrap it around. Okay, and then the last stitch, we just go under it still. Pull it out. And then I go down the starting stitch right here just to finish it off. And then tie your knot on the back and you're done. See, it's a smoother line. You don't see the individual stitches of where you went down with the back stitch. The whipped back stitch is sometimes really helpful to do on curves just to make it look a little bit smoother. So what we're going to do is come back to the bow that we started with our regular back stitch and add the whipped back stitch to it. So again, what you're going to do is bring your needle up on one side really close to the stitch, but not through it. Pull it all the way up. And then you're going to glide underneath the next stitch and pull it up. Glide underneath this stitch, not through the fabric, just underneath the thread. Pull it up. Okay, this I'm going to draw attention to. So I want to go under this stitch, but I don't want to go under the tail of the bow. So this is one that I'm going to be a little bit careful to grab that. And you're not wanting to create a knot. So see how I moved that thread over here so that it didn't get all tangled up. And then this one again is also tricky. I want it to go under the stitch of the loop, but not the stitch of the tail. I'm just paying attention to that, pulling it through. And sometimes if I'm doing a whipped back stitch like this, I will go ahead, I finished the whip back stitch of this portion, so I'm going to go ahead and put it down and kind of finish that off and come up again and start this portion of the whipped back stitch. So bringing my needle up right here and going underneath this stitch and pulling it up, going all the way through. And now that we finished that, I'm just going to go down right here at the end of our line and tie it off.